It was supposed to be a peaceful afternoon jog. A young wife and mother laced up her running shoes, waved goodbye to her family, and disappeared into the crisp California air. Hours passed, then days, then weeks. The entire country would soon know her name. This is the unbelievable story of Sherri Papini, the woman who fooled her family, her community, and even the FBI, with one of the most shocking kidnapping hoaxes in modern history. If you think this story couldn't get any stranger, wait until you hear what happens next. Subscribe to stay on the edge of your seat. At first, the story felt like something out of a nightmare. On November 2nd, 2016, in the small town of Redding, California, 34-year-old Sherri Papini left home for a routine jog. She never came back. Her husband, Keith, frantically called the police after discovering she hadn't picked up their children from daycare. Her phone and earbuds were later found abandoned along a trail. The case immediately caught fire. To the public, Sherri was a picture-perfect suburban mother, blonde, pretty, devoted to her kids. The idea of someone like her being abducted was terrifying. Local authorities launched a massive search. Posters plastered every street. Volunteers combed through fields and forests. The FBI joined in. Keith went on national television, visibly broken, pleading for his wife's safe return. He even took a polygraph test to prove his innocence. Donations poured in. The community rallied, holding prayer vigils, while strangers across the nation watched with hearts in their throats. And then, miraculously, 22 days later, Sherri was found. Thanksgiving morning, 2016. A motorist spotted a woman running along a rural road, her hands bound with restraints, her long hair chopped unevenly, her body bruised and battered. It was Sherri. She claimed she had been kidnapped at gunpoint by two Hispanic women, held captive, abused, starved, even branded. The world was horrified. The idea of two mysterious women preying on a mother in broad daylight sparked fear across California. Sketches of the alleged kidnappers circulated nationwide. Police checkpoints were set up. The FBI poured resources into tracking down Sherri's captors. But behind the scenes, something wasn't adding up. For years, the investigation dragged on. The FBI found no evidence of the mysterious women. DNA collected from Sherri's clothing pointed to a completely different person, a man. Leads went cold. And yet, Sherri continued to live as the traumatized survivor, her husband standing by her side, shielding her from doubters. Until 2020. That's when investigators got the break they needed. The male DNA found on her clothing was finally traced, not to a kidnapper, but to an ex-boyfriend. The truth was devastating. Sherri hadn't been kidnapped at all. She had staged the entire thing. According to the FBI, Sherri had reached out to her former boyfriend before her disappearance. She convinced him to take her in, where she stayed willingly while the world searched desperately for her. The bruises? Self-inflicted. The restraints? Staged. Even the branding was part of her elaborate lie. After weeks of hiding, she pressured her ex to drive her back to Redding, where she re-entered society as the miraculous survivor. When confronted by federal agents, Sherri denied everything, clinging to her fake story. But the evidence was undeniable. Phone records, DNA, and witness testimony. In March 2022, she was finally arrested and charged with mail fraud and lying to the FBI. If you're watching this far, you're exactly the kind of person who loves mystery. Subscribe now to be part of this community. Her community felt betrayed. Her husband, who had defended her for years, filed for divorce. Donations raised by sympathetic strangers over $30,000 had to be repaid. The fairy tale mother had been exposed as a manipulator willing to deceive the entire country. In September 2022, Sherri Papini stood before a judge. The woman who once gripped America with her disappearance now faced sentencing for her lies. The court gave her 18 months in prison. And while she has since been released, her story remains one of the most shocking examples of deception in modern crime history. So what drives someone to fake their own kidnapping? Was it a desperate cry for attention? A secret plan gone wrong? Or something darker? One thing is certain. Sherri Papini will forever be remembered not as a victim of crime, but as the wife who fooled her family, her town, and even the FBI. Before you scroll away, ask yourself, if someone you love vanished tomorrow, would you believe their story, no matter what? If you found this case chilling, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us as we uncover more twisted true crime stories you won't believe are real.